You've probably heard of chakras, nadis, and meridians, but one of the most overlooked aspects of the subtle body is that of the Vayus, the fundamental movement of life force energy throughout the whole body, as these wind currents of prana are essential to bringing life into the body. A major aspect of qi that influences your breath, digestion, circulation, emotion, mental state, and your entire being. In the yogic science, prana is not just breath or energy, but the intelligent life force that governs all motion in the subtle body. And the Vayus, which translates to wind, are the 5 primary directions that prana moves through your system, with each Vayu being a different current governing different domains of life. Prana Vayu, the incoming energy and inspiration. Apana Vayu, the downward energy, elimination, grounding, and stability. Samana Vayu, the inward moving energy, digestion and assimilation. Udana Vayu, the upward energy, expression, growth, and evolution. And Vyana Vayu, the outward and circulatory energy of expansion, movement, and transformation. Together, these 5 currents are the blueprints of how energy actually moves through the body. Every sensation, every emotion, every breath, every thought, even every spiritual realization happens through the Vayus. As if the chakras and dantians are the large bodies of water, nadis and meridians are the rivers, and prana is the water, it is the Vayus that are the currents and direction in which the water flows. As yogic science views the Vayus as the foundation for pranayama, kundalini awakening, siddhis, meditation depth, qigong circulation, and so much more. As we explore ways of activating, feeling, and flowing with the winds of energy, we can use the Wu Jing, the 5 elements of traditional Chinese medicine, to aid in our understanding. As this is the 5 phases, the ways in which energy circulates and moves through the body and the universe, making each element having a direct correlation to a Vayu. Prana Vayu correlates to metal, bringing energy from the Tao into form. Apana Vayu correlates to water, releasing, grounding, and eliminating energy. Samana Vayu correlates with earth, centering, digesting, integrating, and stabilizing energy. Udana Vayu correlates with wood, the growth and expression of energy. And Vyana Vayu correlates with fire, the circulation, radiance, and expansion of energy. When combined, these systems give us an incredibly clear map of the subtle body and how to work with them intentionally through the inner sciences of inner alchemy, of yoga, and traditional Chinese medicine. Prana Vayu is the inward wind associated with the metal element, as energy is directed inward from the Tao and the head into the heart and lungs, allowing the downloads from the Tao to begin to be perceived. As the role of this wind is inspiration, perception, and receiving life force, as this is the metal phase of energy which governs the breath and lungs. As described, the pure, descending essence that draws heaven into the body. And through healing modalities associated with metal through TCM, we can aid, support, and activate Prana Vayu. Now to feel, activate, and support Prana Vayu, we can also do certain yoga and qigong techniques, specifically the receiving breath and heaven receiving movement. For receiving breath, one can sit or stand with the spine comfortably erect. As you inhale, imagine the breath entering not just the nose, but through the crown of the head, visualizing a column of light descending into the heart. Letting the exhale fall naturally, soft and effortlessly. With the sensations of chest opening, warmth or expansion around the heart, tingling at the crown or forehead, or a feeling of being breathed rather than breathing, as you will feel the energy flow down from the head into the heart space, from the Tao and the upper dantian to the middle dantian. You can even pair this breath with a qigong movement of heaven receiving, as this exercise is about lifting the hands overhead to receive light, bringing it down to the heart, By staying relaxed, feet shoulder-width apart, begin to inhale and slowly raise the arms overhead, as it's gathering light from the sky. Pause with the hands above the crown and feel the connection to heaven chi. Exhale and draw the light down through the crown into the heart center, hands following. Feeling the heart expand as the hands reach the chest. Repeating 6 to 12 cycles, as this will have very similar sensations as before. As the key sensations for Prana Vayu often feel like tingling around the scalp or crown, expansion in the chest, lightness in the spine, a gentle inner wind flowing down, clarity in the mind, warmth in the ears, forehead, or eyes, and inspiration, clarity, and downloads. Furthermore, working on the upper spine and cervical vertebra and the associated fascia is super beneficial, such as yoga poses like plow pose and ear pressure pose. Apana Vayu is the downward grounding current of life force, anchoring consciousness into the body as well as focusing on elimination, letting go, and grounding in stability. Associated with the water phase, which governs the kidney and bladder, as well as Jing, the essence and soil of all life force energy. And so through the healing modalities associated with water through TCM, we can aid, support, and activate Apana Vayu. Now to feel, activate, and support Apana Vayu through movement and posture, we can do certain yoga and qigong techniques. Apana breathing is a direct pranayama technique, also often called lower belly breathing. Sitting or standing with relaxed shoulders, inhale gently into the lower belly, below the navel, exhaling longer than your inhale. On the exhale, feel the energy moving down from the kidneys towards the pelvic floor and earth. Mula Bandha, the root lock, is also another great yogic technique, as this is a primary Apana Vayu technique in classical yoga. Inhaling gently, and as you exhale, lightly contract the pelvic floor, like stopping urination, holding for 1 to 3 seconds, and release completely. This is training the Apana channel. Now we can also do the qigong movement of sinking the qi, where one stands tall, inhales and lifts arms gently to the shoulder height, and exhales and presses palms downwards slowly towards the ground. Imagine sinking energy from the chest, belly, hips, legs, earth. You can also do yogic postures such as the yogi squat or qigong movements like hip circles. Samana Vayu is the digesting, refining, and balancing current of prana, the inward and centering movement, drawing everything towards the core and the lower dantian, mapping to the earth phase, which governs stability, digestion, nourishment, and integration, as well as the spleen and stomach. As this wind is the digestive intelligence of the subtle body, digesting food, air, emotions, thoughts, and life experiences, refining and integrating them into one's being. And through healing modalities associated with earth, through TCM, we can aid, support, and activate Samana Vayu. Now if we want to feel, activate, and support Samana Vayu, we can also do yoga and qigong techniques. The qigong movement of the lower dantian circles is one of the best techniques for this Vayu, as this is simply just moving the energy through the Samana Vayu. And so placing hands over the lower dantian, either standing or sitting, find the center point of the palm of the hand and the lower dantian, making 36 gentle circles, with each circle being slightly bigger than the last, and not going outside of the stomach region, with men going clockwise and women going counterclockwise. After the 36 circles, reverse the direction and do 24 gentle circles going back to the center, with each circle getting slightly smaller until it reaches the center. So for men, 24 counterclockwise circles, and for women, 24 clockwise circles. As this sensation of qi circulation in the lower dantian, like a whirlpool pulling qi into the center, is the Samana Vayu. And so, this technique will be one of the most direct ways you feel and activate this Vayu. Udana Bandha is another advanced yogic technique that works directly on Samana Vayu, an abdominal contraction which can be done by exhaling fully, holding the breath out, pulling the abdomen in and up gently, and release on the inhale. While even in this position, you can massage the organs, and specifically the digestive organs, as well as using twisting postures such as the half lord of the fishes, and other movements and postures that stretches the fascia across the stomach supports Samana Vayu. Udana Vayu is the upward movement of prana, which governs expression, growth, speech, and intuition, paired with a wood phase, which lines up with growth and expansion, as well as governs the liver and gallbladder. And so through healing modalities that are associated with the wood through TCM, we can aid, support, and activate the Udana Vayu. Now we can do yoga and qigong techniques to feel and activate and support Udana Vayu. Pranayama practices that stimulate the vocal cords such as Ujjayi breath, the victory breath, and Brahmari pranayama, the hummingbee breath, are great for activating Udana Vayu, stimulating the vagus nerve, activating the throat chakra, connecting the heart to the mind, and allowing prana to ascend. Qigong movements of heaven-raising hands and outreaching hands follow this wind as well, allowing one to feel the direction effortlessly. Standing comfortably tall. Inhale as hands rise from sides to overhead. Visualize light moving up from the heart, up to the head. Exhale, drawing the hands down to heart center. You can also pair this with outreaching hands, moving the hands up and out, then back to heart center. As the sensations of Udana Vayu would be bubbles rising, a column of light, tingling traveling upwards, and neck naturally lengthening and getting lighter with more activation. So tension melting and spaciousness around the throat, neck, and jaw, as well as openness around the voice and the breath rising into the upper chest. Now you can also do yogic postures such as tongue lock and cervical spine postures such as supported shoulder stands and plow pose to further aid this Vayu. And finally, the Vyana Vayu, the outward and radiating movement of prana from the center out throughout the entire body, governing circulation, movement, and expression, as this is associated with the fire phase, which connects to the heart, pericardium, and small intestines, but also the triple burner, which connects all the energy, organs, and body. And so through healing modalities associated with fire through TCM, we can aid, support, and activate Vyana Vayu. Now to feel, activate, and support Vyana Vayu, we can also do certain yoga and qigong techniques. Vyana breath, radiating breath, is a classic method of expanding prana through the whole body. Inhaling into the heart and exhaling, feeling the breath radiate outwards into the arms, legs, torso, face, and skin. Visualizing light, prana, filling your entire subtle body like a balloon inflating. Qigong movements of shaking and tapping are powerful Vyana activators, shaking the entire body softly and rhythmically, and tapping around the arms, legs, face, and organs, as well as the whole body sweep Qigong movement of heaven-earth circulation, where one inhales while raising your arms outward and upwards in a circular motion, and exhale while sweeping arms downward along the sides, visualizing qi washing through all meridians. And the famous yoga flow of sun salutation being a perfect way to activate and feel this Vayu, moving throughout the body. As the sensations of this Vayu is the tingling and radiating warmth that sweeps across all the body and limbs, feeling the whole body unified, the expansion of the aura field, and the electromagnetic pulsing. These 5 winds are not abstract concepts and can be felt through direct experience, the subtle currents of life force that shapes your breath, your movement, your digestion, your emotion, your mind, and ultimately, your entire state of being. as the Vayus can be felt through pattern recognition of sensations moving collectively in a specific motion and with particular sensations. And so through these practices and harmony of the internal winds of the body, one unifies the fragmented self into a single flowing organism, learning to breathe throughout the whole body and embodying the true flow state with life. Wu Wei, effortless action. That's it for today's video. Like, subscribe, leave any comments, questions, or topics that you want me to talk about. If you want to go deeper, I'll leave links in the description below. Thanks for watching. Peace.